Emmanuel Wajiafi has joined me with the business news. Good evening to you, Emmanuel.
Good evening,
What's coming up?
Well, coming up, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers are advocating for the formation of a transport policy to protect consumers from arbitrary increases in lorry fares because of increases in petroleum products.
Okay, you take it away.
Thank you very much, and thanks for joining me on business. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Ghana (COPEG), expects the incoming government to implement a comprehensive transportation policy to regulate transport fares. The current deregulation of the downstream petroleum sector has seen some consistent increase in transport fares to the detriment of consumers. In an interview with Joy Business, the Executive Secretary of the Chamber, Duncan Amoah, noted formulating a transportation policy has become necessary to prevent arbitrary increase in lorry fares, which consumers say is unfair. There's more in this report.
With the introduction of the deregulation policy by government last year, oil marketing companies now have the liberty to fix prices of their commodities without the state's intervention. According to some people, this situation is beneficial to the consumer as it allows transport owners to select from a list of OMCs with preferable prices to purchase their commodity. According to the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, consumers are being cheated by transport owners due to lack of a clear policy direction on how transportation fares must be handled in the country. He therefore called for a policy framework that will guide both transport owners and road commuters on what to pay for a particular distance.
We think that the time has come when the government, the incoming government, takes a bold decision to put together a comprehensive transport fare policy. Per this, we are looking at a stakeholder forum where we all come to a consensus that it is either a plus or minus game. So when fuel prices should go up by, say, 10%, because fuel is not the only thing that goes into running a public transport system, probably the consensus could be that transport fares will go up by 4 to 5%. When the reverse is also the case, when it goes down by some 10%, we should all be clear in our minds that we are likely or going to see some reversal or some drop in transport fares by some same 4 to 5% because of the other factors that go into running a public transport system.
Duncan Amoah further explained how the policy can work in a deregulated market like Ghana.
A deregulated market, what you normally factor is the averages. You may not be able to get a unique figure for everyone, but averagely we can measure that per this month fuel prices went up by some 2 to 3% or some 5%, as we all have seen. It doesn't mean every single OMC would do 5%. Some would even do less, some could do more. But we could do averages and be able to come to a consensus that per the numbers charging X, Y, Z, it is possible that transport fares could go up, could come down. So those are the certainty criteria that we would want captured in a policy document so that the public is very, very aware. The media, like yourself, could also be able to track and trace, be able to tell at this point in time, we've seen some cumulative 20% reduction in fuel prices. We should see about 10% reduction in transport fares. We could be able to demand for same both legitimately and legally. But where there's no such working arrangement, what happens is that arbitrariness continues to be the order of the day. Sometimes GPRTU doesn't ask members to charge, but you would find taxi fares have gone up from one part of town to the other. Unfortunately, when prices have had to come down as far as fuel and spare parts is concerned, you've not seen a reversal of these fares that went up previously. We are asking for a codified arrangement or document such that we can challenge the transport operators when necessary. We can also be able to inform the public what exactly to expect, sometimes looking at projections as far as fuel and the spare parts arrangement is concerned.
The Chamber is expected to finalize plans on forwarding the policy proposal to government and other stakeholders in the petroleum downstream sector at its council's meeting this week.
The co-founder of Bank Financial Services, Ken Ofori-Atta, is expected to be nominated as finance minister in the incoming administration. Thus, if he is able to secure the blessings of executives of the NPP, following President-elect Nana Akufo-Addo's decision to settle on him for the finance minister position. George Wiafe has more on the profile of Ken Ofori-Atta.
Ken Ofori-Atta, who co-founded Data Bank Financial Services with Kelly Gajipo, also served as its executive chairman of the institution from 1990 to 2012. Mr. Ofori-Atta worked with Solomon Brothers and Morgan Stanley on debts and equity issues and financing for a variety of industries. He is the co-founder of the African Leadership Initiative of the Aspen Global Leadership Network. He served as director of Enterprise Group Limited from October 2010 to June 30, 2015. He's also a member of the President's Ghana Investors Advisory Council. His contribution to the financial system and commitment to excellence have earned him the nomination as the only black African to be listed in the world's top 50 financial managers of the 21st century, and also Marketing Man of the Year for 1996 by the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. He has been honored as the global leader of tomorrow by the World Economic Forum of Davos. He was the first African to testify at the U.S. Congress to support the African Growth and Opportunities Act, AGWA. He has over 12 years of experience in finance and investment banking industry, both in the United States and Ghana. He was honored as the Donaldson Fellow at Yale University in 2010 and the John Jay Fellow of the Columbia University in 2011. He is a Henry Crown Fellow of the Aspen Institute. He was twice honored by PwC as one of the top 5 most respected CEOs in Ghana. So Ofori-Atta earned an MBA degree from the Yale School of Management in 1988 and a degree in economics from the Columbia University in 1984.
So what do some persons in the private sector make of Ken Ofori-Atta's expected nomination? Financial consultant Charles Mensah, who once worked with this astute investment banker, has been speaking with Joy Business.
Ken is a very calm person, and if we go by the adage that money doesn't like noise, then he's probably the right person because he's a calm person and he would deliver. But as to whether he will get support from the various sectors, because it's a public sector that you are going to deal with, and they have different approaches, you know, in dealing with you as a person. So maybe if Ken gets it, then he can support himself with people who have worked in the public sector. It would inure to our benefit because it will be easier, because the public sector outlook, it's totally different from the private sector. The public sector believe in procedures, time, they don't rush them. But at the same time, so you need certain things to be done. If you push them too much, I want this report, they'll rush it, and in no time, they'll leave the dots and the comments and all those ones. So this is my challenge, that if ever he gets nominated as the finance minister, because the constitution says that the deputy must be appointed and consulted with the finance minister, this can be brought to bear, that will have people either from parliament, people who have worked in the public sector, because it's very, very important, very, very important.
Away from that, the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, CIMG, has urged the incoming administration to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive in 2017. Government has assured the economy will grow by 8% next year. But President of the CIMG, Kojo Mata, says the growth of Ghana's economy will strictly be based on the overall performance of businesses.
The year 2016 has seen businesses express concerns over high taxes and the cost of doing business in Ghana, a development which has caused many businesses to downsize just to survive the economic climate. President of the CIMG, Kojo Mata, says the growth of Ghana's economy in 2017 will mainly be based on the overall performance of private business.
2017 will be a very exciting year for all of us. We are expecting good things to happen to this nation. A new government is coming. Expectations are huge, expectations are high, and they will continue to be high because of the propositions that the incoming government made to Ghanaians. We embrace that well, and we hope that with the right policies and determination, with the right people in place, we believe no task is impossible, and the incoming government should be able to deliver. We should put the customer first. Whatever they tell the customer their products and services will do exceed our expectations, because if you take the customer for granted, the customer will vote with their feet.
Meanwhile, President of Group Ideal, Dr. Nii Kotejani, says he's not confident of business growth in 2017. According to him, the various promises by the incoming NPP administration do not fall in line with the economic realities Ghana is currently facing.
At times you get out of this country and the story that is being told our country is not a good one. And I think that you, with expertise in branding and marketing, I'll urge you to come up with something. And we in Group Ideal, we are ready to partner you in helping to shape the destiny of this country.
The incoming NPP has assured the private sector of an improved economy ahead of 2017, promising a cut in import taxes and also lending rates.
And that's all in business. Thank you very much for watching. For more business news updates, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Emmanuel Apuachi. There's more ahead. Don't go away.